Hello, Chicago Bears fans. Welcome to the Bears Den podcast. It is victory. I got a V up for Victory Sunday. I'm joined by my boy, Chicago Clarence. I'm joined by Todd. I'm joined by my boy, G Walker from CNG Podcast. So, guys,
What's up?
please send us some love and send G Walker some love to CNG Podcast. So, guys, let's get the formalities out of the way. If you're watching us, please show us some love. Follow us, like us, subscribe to myself and G Walker's guys on CNG Podcast at Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And guys, please, if you live in the Charlotte area, join us every Sunday for the 1 o'clock and 4 p.m. games. We are at Max Speed Shop on Concord Mills Boulevard. So, G Walker, I'll kick it off with you. It is Victory Sunday. What was your initial reaction to what you saw today?
My initial reaction, what I saw today, is something that I've been wanting to see: just complete domination on all phases of the football game, from coaching to quarterbacking to running back to defense to special teams to situational football to using the timeouts wisely to punting. Like everything worked. I'm so hyped that it's happening so early. So I'm not surprised we dominated this team with the blowout, and they did. So that's my initial reaction.
So, Todd, what was your initial reaction about what you saw today?
Yeah, it was a complete game. It really was. It's what we thought would happen. What we expected that we could do, and to actually go out and see them do it is a step in the right direction for sure. It was never really in doubt. I know we gave up the touchdown early. That was kind of a fluke, but it was never a point where I thought that we were going to lose that game, or hey, the defense is going to have to bail us out again. That same old thing that we go through week after week. It was I really don't. Any complaints are just minor and just was solid.
So, Chicago Clarence, I'll throw you the curveball. Yes, we got the victory. Should we beat the Carolina Panthers, a team we were expected to beat? Should we read too much into this, or we should just take the win and be excited and prepare to move on to Jacksonville?
Well, man, this is the NFL. Things happen all the time. Anytime you get a victory in the NFL, you're doing something. I think more importantly, we helped our cause by adding another loss to the Carolina Panthers, which helps improve that draft pick that they owe us. That's first and foremost the most important thing. But also, we need to look at the growth of our quarterback. That's 2 back-to-back solid games he's put up where he didn't turn the ball over. If you looked at his command of the offense, particularly his line calls, his checks at the line, getting us out of place. Tell me, when you got a quarterback that's able to read the other team's defense and look at what kind of defense they're in and checking out of the play that we had called, that's when you have total command of the offense. And for me, that's the most thing that I've saw that I was really, really excited about.
So, G Walker, let me ask you the same question. We beat a team that we should have beat. We beat them by double digits. Should we read a lot into this? We just beat a team we should beat at the end of the day.
I mean, you beat a team you should have beat, but you got a young team. You have a young quarterback. So if we was a veteran team, we've been together 3-4 years, and Caleb's been here 4 years, and DeAndre Swift been here a long time, and we just running in the north, then this wouldn't be a big deal. But since you got a young quarterback in a shaky offensive line and a new signal caller for your offense, this matters in more ways than people think.
Yes, I agree.
Progression with Caleb Williams and everything around still matters for this young team.
Yeah. Todd, does it mean that much that we beat a team we were supposed to beat? And a really bad team.
We were supposed to beat them by 5.5 points, according to Vegas. So, I mean, we didn't just beat them. We beat them soundly. And, yeah, that's the thing. Caleb could have he had a pretty big lead and was confident, could have thrown the ball up. And a couple times he held on too long because he was afraid to make the mistake. And, when you've got that kind of lead, sometimes that happens with young quarterbacks when they just, they try to do too much, and then that didn't happen. He he was solid. I think that he's making improvements every week. So yeah, no, it was domination. I mean, and 26 points is you can beat anybody by 26. You've done something good.
I agree. I love being able to put this up for us. Bears win, and we beat our Carolina Panthers. As you guys know, me, Clarence, and Todd live in Charlotte, so we would not have been able to go outside if we were lost today. So that's a good thing. So let's talk about the defense for the first part of the show. G. Walker, I'll kick it out with you. Positive. What positive did you see from our defense today?
What I saw from positive from my defense today was pure attention to detail, focus. What I saw from my detail, guys not missing tackles. What I saw from guys was getting in the backfield. Javon Dexter, Kyle sharper and sharper, even if that's possible. They didn't let what's his name, Andy Dalton, throw it around too crazy. They had one run in the first part of the first quarter where that guy ran a touchdown in. But after that, they settled in. So it was like once they lock in on you and get their teeth around your neck like a pit bull supposed to do, they lock in, bro. They get busy. They clamp down. So that's what I saw from the defense today was straight attention to detail, little bit mistakes. That was it. From the secondary to the defensive line to the linebackers. It was a complete game by the defense.
Yes, our defense forced turnovers, which always helps when you win the turnover battle. Todd, what did you like from our defense today?
Dexter's has really shown improvement there. He's getting consistent pressure, several times a game. Kyler Gordon, that was mentioned, the tackling. I think Kevin Byard had his best game as a Bear for sure today. He was key on several plays. So yeah, the secondary and really the interior offensive line today more than anything.
Yes, totally agree.
Yes,
absolutely.
So Chicago, Clarence, most people may not be aware of this. Our defense has given up 100-yard rushers 3 games in a row. We gave up 120 against the Panthers today, 111 against the Rams, and 150 against the Colts. Is there reason to be concerned with our defensive line yet?
How many yards you said we gave up today?
ESPN has us down as 120. ESPN
well, you figure 43 of it came on that touchdown run that Trevor Herbert had.
Yes.
Yeah, they caught us in the wrong defense for that play.
Yeah, they did.
Which is the reason why it was wide open up the middle. Other than that, you figure even in garbage time, we were only gave up around 80-something yards. 100 yards rushing in the NFL is really nothing. In college, it's a bigger deal than it is in the NFL. It's really nothing. We've seen every game that they played. I think that our run defense has stacked up a lot better than we thought it was when going into the season. I mean, right now, before the game started today, we were second in the NFL in rush defense. And if you'd have told me that before the season, I'd have told you out of your damn mind.
Right.
There's no way without a 3 technique in there to wreak havoc. And Dexter has played, better than what I gave him credit for, and a lot of people give him credit for. So, to be honest with you, I ain't concerned about the rushing yards that's been put up against us so far. Not at all. I think our defense has really, really played well.
I do as well. So let me ask you guys. G. Walker, let me start with you. Andrew Billings. I think he's been our best defensive player. I mean, he's holding his own. He's got a sack today. He gets a lot of pressures and penetration. What do you think of Andrew Billings?
I mean, he's come around, man. When he first got signed, there was a lot of who is Andrew Billings and why did we pick him up? And he's a has-been, he's a journeyman and all this other crap. But he was fooling that defense, man. He's been cooking, bro. He can make a case that he's been one of the best players on the defensive line for sure. He might be second best on that defensive line outside of Javon Dexter. So the fact that we got him on a cheap deal, how we pretty much put him on a cheap deal, and Paul's extended him pretty much for nothing. This has been a slam dunk, bro. The fact that he's that veteran, that space eater right there in the middle of that line, bro, and the way he's playing, and he's been exactly what I thought he could probably be after coming on last season. And he's probably the second best on that defensive line, bro. I'm glad we got him on our team, and he's affordable as I don't know what. So we stole him.
Right.
So Todd, you pointed this out to us.
Mm.
Montez Sweat is not in the ESPN box score for anything.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him doing
I don't remember
anything.
his name getting called today.
I pull up to see the tackle count and see where that was. Usually it's the linebackers, it's Edwards, or usually, with 10, 11. And today was a little bit different. I think our leading tackler was Byard at 6 total.
Yes.
So it was definitely spread around a lot more. But, Sweat didn't show up at all. And I think he played. I don't know. We haven't heard anything about, I don't know. It's a mystery to me.
I'm gonna respond to that. The fact that this defense is playing so well, Montez Sweat is looking like he can just pretty much relax. Not necessarily relax, but the defense is so dominant. We want to see him make splash plays, and that could be concerning that he's not.
Well, he's going to draw the double team too. So
yes, he will.
Right, so he's going to draw the double team,
right.
and the defense is being so dominant right now.
Right.
He doesn't have to be Superman on every play. But the fact that he's not, giving us a sack once a game or half a sack or something like that, nothing in the box score, it's a little bit concerning. I don't know if he's coasting or what's going on with him, but we're lucky the defense is playing as good as we were playing, because it'd be a bigger microscope on him if we were losing and his defense wasn't good as it is.
Right.
It is concerning. I feel like he had to be on the field today, or it would have been a story. Chicago Clarence, you want to say anything about our defense before we move on to our other part of our show?
If I would have told you that we was not going to have that Montez Sweat was not going to register anything in the box, and the Bears only gave up 10 points, would you have believed me?
Man,
there are things that you got to look at. You got to look deeper into this. A lot of times, it's the unsung heroes of games. The fact that people, when we had Peppers and when we had Mac, those guys will have to take up double teams and allow other people to cook. Our linebackers is been unsung heroes. I mean, those guys made plays today.
Yeah.
And every single game, have we not heard Brisker's name being called?
Yeah.
That dude's been all over the field. So when you can look at a defense and the tackles are spread across, and it's not the same guy every week, tells me that these guys are flying to the ball. And it's not just one person making a play. They're all making plays. And that seems to be a well-rounded defense to me. The fact that Sweat name wasn't called only in player introductions, and we only held them to 10 points the way Andy Dalton had been throwing the ball around, tells me that this defense is for real. And you don't need him to come in and dominate games for your defense to cook.
Right.
And this is a scary defense. I am starting to believe that this defense is just as good as the Urlacher defense. I'm not there yet. I want to see what we do against teams that really sling the ball around. I'm talking about Minnesota. I'm talking about Green Bay. I want to see what we do against them. I want to see what we do against the Detroit Lions. And if this defense performs anywhere close to what they are performing now against those teams, then I'm going to start taking a look at this defense as being as good as some of our better defense, our championship. Well, not the 85 Bears. They're on another level. But I'm talking about the Urlacher defenses, where that defense that took us to the Super Bowl. So it remains to be seen.
Do you think this defense is just as good or better than the 2018 defense, Clarence?
I think it's just as good. I absolutely do. Now that 2018 defense took the ball away at a historic clip.
Yeah.
But just think about it. This team is holding people, to points. Less points. They don't have what we call a monster in the middle. And I mean, that guy had 4 or 5 tackles today. So you got to give him some credit, man. You got to give him some credit. I mean, who wants to, when you throw against that secondary, they're making people pay. You can't try to fit the ball in tight windows against them. They're taking the ball away every time you try them.
No, I love the defense. And like I said, my favorite player is Billings. I think he's really good. I think if he gets hurt or he goes down, we will be in a lot of trouble. With that being said, let me ask you the same question in a different way. I know we're all happy. We won. We got the victory. But we got it against the Carolina Panthers. Our defense raised hell against the Carolina Panthers. Should we be excited or expected? G. Walker, let me ask you, excited or expected of what you saw on defense today?
I'm going to say it's both, man, because you're getting a consistent product on the field every Sunday, man. They're not letting down no matter who you're playing. It could be Tennessee, it could be Texans, a good defensive team as well. It could be the Rams. It could be anybody. So the fact that it's exciting, but it's expected at the same time, that lets you know that they're right there. That's a legit football team. They make hits, they make splash plays, they keep teams out of the end zone. They're not giving up 20 points. So it's expected at this point that they dominate the way they did in the fashion that they did against a bad quarterback. And yeah, it's exciting as well to see it because this is a defense that you could travel with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, defense always.
This is a defense that you can use in your division games. So this is a well-traveled, well-stacked defense, man. So to answer your question, it's both. It's both to me.
Yeah, defense. One thing is defense and running game always travels well. Todd, are you excited or expected about this defense, about what you saw today?
I'm excited. There's been a lot of times where right before a game, it's like we should do this, we should do, nobody can beat us if we do this and that or whatever. But we were that way about this, but they actually went out and did it, and it was never in question or close. So I'm excited about that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Because a lot of times teams, good teams will look past certain things and think about the next day. It's like we're clearly taking the next step, and with the rookie quarterback. So that's good stuff.
Clarence, same question to you. You excited or expected about the defense today?
Well, I mean, I expected the defense to come out there and play
too.
well. We all play fantasy football, and I had players that, some of us. I mean, I don't know if we could say that about Andy the way his team was performing, but I got
0 wins. Just go ahead and say it. I suck this year. All my players are stuck. They're all hurt.
I had offensive players that played for the Panthers, and I benched them because they were going against this defense. And it seems so far that it was the right call. So we expected this defense to come out and play well. I was extremely encouraged after we got hit in the mouth with that 43-yard touchdown run that, after that, we just dominated. We clamped down. But I'm going to throw something else at you. When is the last time you seen our offense come right on the field and answer a touchdown?
Yeah, that was huge. That was huge.
And that hit by Briscoe was crazy. Oh, my God. He blew that dude up, bro.
Yeah, we got hit in the mouth. Got hit in the mouth, and our offense came right down the field and scored a touchdown. And I think it was three consecutive touchdowns that they came out there and put on the board. That's the guys. We're not the Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
We ain't a high-powered offense, but it's very encouraging for our team to come in and score 3 straight touchdowns. We don't do that. I mean, we never seen anything like that against no matter. We've played bad teams before and had to win the game 24-21, 2017. It was different and it was encouraging to see. I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, even though they came in and beat the Panthers, but the Panthers gave them fits.
They did.
I mean, they fought hard against them. So it's just not a given that you show up and you're going to get a dub in the NFL. You got to earn it no matter who you play. You got to earn it.
I agree. It's almost like once Chuba Hubbard took that 43-yarder to the house, that pissed us off, and then we really clamped down. So, G. Walker, anything you want to say about special teams today? Anything at all, positive or negative?
I mean, the special teams are going to be the special teams. We're not really going to pay attention to them until it's like a 66-yard punt, or we let a guy go score for a touchdown, or just like what's his name, Jonathan Owens. But the special teams are going to be the special team. I expect them to pretty much be on par with the defense every game. Like good. The special teams, they still a good part of this team, and they're pretty good too. They're solid too. They're good.
Todd, anything you want to add on about the special teams?
It was the mixed extra point, but it didn't factor in anything.
One job. I'll let Chicago Clarence tell that story, but keep going.
But now they put. I don't think the punting was spectacular, but it was certainly adequate today for what we needed. I do think that that kid is impressive. So I think and Carter's been pretty good as far as return. We didn't it was a healthy scratch for Valus, or is he hurt? Do we know?
It's been a healthy scratch ever since his kickoff fumble when he kicked to the other team yet.
Yeah, so we don't worry about that when he's not out there. So no, they're pretty solid all in all.
Chicago Clarence, anything you want to add about special teams?
Well, I mean, other than Santos missing the extra point, I'm not a fan of missing opportunities when we got a chance. I mean, it's an extra point, for God's sake.
Right.
Get out there and make it. I don't care how bad. Get out there and make it. Our punter he's an absolute weapon. We ain't never had a guy to flip the field the way that guy does. I didn't particularly like. I don't know if you plan on talking about this. I didn't particularly like us going for 2. I would have liked to just send Santos out there and kick that extra point. I mean, there was no reason for. There's no reason for it. You're up 3 touchdowns. Kick the damn extra point and let's keep it moving. Because what you did was you went out there for 2 and up 3 touchdowns. What would have happened if Caleb Williams would have got hurt?
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Or you would have lost,
That's
a key player. Well, what would have happened? And when you're up 3 touchdowns and you do some stupid shit like that, that makes no sense.
And I think the score was 36-10, and they got a penalty. And I said to you, if we lose the game at 36-10 with 4 minutes to go, we deserve to lose.
4 minutes left in the game, and you want to go? It make no sense.
No,
you don't do that.
I thought that was very well. Good. That leads us into our next topic. But first, let's get the comments, guys. See, I got some. Let me put on my glasses because I can't see them. That's what happens when you get old.
Yep.
Oh, let's go over some of these comments. StreamYard, live viewer comments show up on StreamYard as an example. I've never seen that. So they're telling me what I already knew. Craig Ralston, I think this is one of your guys. G. Walker said, "What's up, guys?
What's up?"
We got another one from Craig. Oh, yeah, this defense is looking good, but y'all are right. Let's see what happens when the Lions and the Vikings come to town. Did anybody – okay, I know this is not part of my script. Did anybody see the Minnesota Vikings being 5-0 after they cut or Kirk Cousins walked? J.J. McCarthy blew out his knee. They are 5-0. Did anybody see? I know none of us saw this coming. I think we all picked them to go last. Did anybody see this coming with this team?
No. Hell no.
No. I'm a no. I'm a hard no on that one.
But that's just kudos to the team that they built over there, man. You got to give that organization credit, from the GM, you know what I'm saying, to the head coach, to everything that you're trying to do over there. Once they moved away from Kirk Cousins, the fact that they moved on for him 1 season. This is his first season in Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
And the team that he left is 5-0. You can almost say, was he the problem in Minnesota? And you're playing with Sam Darnold, a guy that we all probably thought was dead to the world, that was pretty much out of the NFL. His career has been resurrected by McConnell and them people over there in Minnesota. So, yeah, man, the Vikings, they came out of nowhere, but as we see, as they progressed during the season, that organization is legit, man. They're legit over there. And we got to give them respect, and we got to be ready to play them when we play them with our defense. Absolutely.
But look who's in first place in the NFC South. Kirk Cousins and Atlanta Falcons. And they don't look bad right now. They look pretty good, and we've got to play them. Don't we play them?
I don't think we play Atlanta. Oh, yes, I think we do.
Let me look real quick.
Let me go through some more comments here. Craig, again, expected, but also excited to see the plays we made. It's like a tune-up game before the hard games ahead. I don't know if I'll call any game a tune-up game.
I agree.
Because I mean, there's no giving. There's no giving. I mean, I understand what he's saying. Yes, us three, me, Clarence, and Todd, we know the Panthers are bad. We live here in Charlotte. We know they're bad. They're in the local media. They are bad. Most people do not like the owner. This is a bad, bad team. They don't have a quarterback. Andy Dalton's not their future. He's simply going to age out. We got another comment. Yes, Brister smoked that dude. Yes, he did. That's from Craig as well. Craig again. Torrey is a
with the
game.
comments, man.
Yes. Torrey is a game changer with his points. Yes, he is. He can switch the field
Punts. Yeah.
with the points.
Mhm.
But back to what you were saying about with the Minnesota Vikings, you're seeing an example of what you can have when you have good coaching. You just don't come out and start 5-0. It's got something to be said about coaching, about the culture in the locker room being changed. You lose your signal caller. He goes to a different team. He's down there eating in Atlanta. They lost their running back, and they just made personnel changes. And this team they're putting up points. I mean, they're a handful. I mean, Aaron Rodgers punched them back, came back and made that a game over there in London today, and they came right back down and made plays and put that game away. I mean, I can't say enough.
We don't play Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if the season ended right now, I would vote for Kevin O'Connell all day long as coach of the year. Because nobody expected the Vikings to be 5-0. So now that we're talking about coaching, Chicago Clarence, I'll kick it right back to you. Coaching, what did you see today that you liked or did not like out of our coaching staff? Anything?
Well, there's a few things. I started off talking about the fourth down. On fourth down and one, number one, it was a stupid ass play call. Number two, why in God's name would you be up 3+ touchdowns and with 3-something minutes left in the game and go for 2 and have the ball in your quarterback's hands? It's just so many things that could have went wrong with that. Somebody falling on him wrong, him stepping wrong and tearing his ACL. We've seen freak plays like that happen, and you're up that there's no reason to do it. I was very disappointed in that. Shane Waldron, I'm gonna show him some love. I have been very critical of him, and he's still not totally out of my doghouse, but I like the game that he called. We are in the shotgun less than we were the previous 3-4 games, and good things happen when we get on the center and run the ball. And he threw a lot at the Panthers. We were in offset eye. We were in power eye. We had Kramer in there fullback. It's the way that he has changed ever since the players came in there and challenged them. It's been been an about face. And I know I'm not the only one who sees it. DeAndre Swift has been able to run the ball between the tackles when they come out of him under center. We can't run out of the shotgun. We ain't never been able to block it. No. But the pass protection has been very, very good the last 2 games. Very good. Despite a hiccup here and there, I've liked what I've seen, and you have to give Shane Waldron and Chris Morgan some kudos because they are the 2 coaches that's been taking the most heat. So I want to see them continue up. Let's stack up some more games with this offense performing the way it has. For God's sakes, who saw us putting up 36 points on offense? The defense didn't do it. The offense put up those points. We didn't have any pick sixes. We didn't have a fumble return. And hell, normally we need 3 games to get 36 points. And we did it in 1 today. So kudos to them for that.
Todd, anything you want to say about the coaching today?
No, I think Clarence got that. Yeah, there's flexibility. It seems like the offense has become much more flexible, after the meeting, after the players meeting. So that's the biggest thing. A lot of times you get these, I'll get back on the rookie thing, but they never play under center in college. He's a shotgun every play. So it's an adjustment for young quarterbacks to get up under center, but they're, you see a difference when it happens. So, flexibility is the key with the coaching staff.
G. Walker, go ahead, Todd. You finished?
No, that's it.
G. Walker, anything you want to add on about the coaching staff?
The coaching staff I give them an A today. Just like Clarence saying, the 4th down, the 4th and goal, the 2-point conversion. Now, me personally, we up 3 touchdowns because we might need a type of 2-point conversion play. I don't know if I necessarily want the play that he called to be that play, but when we are up big in a game like this against a bad team, to me, this is when you want to try some of the cute stuff, some of the flashy stuff, some of the stuff that you're not normally going to do against a team that you're pretty much losing to or something like that. What I'm trying to say, but you want to see what we can do if we need to throw a team off in a tough game with a 2-point conversion to win that game. You want to do that. You got to practice that sometime during the season, sometime during a game. So if there was a game where you want to get that done and throw a couple of little trick plays off for the 2-point conversion, this was the game to do it. Hurt towards ACL, anything like Clarence said. But we do need to practice our 2-point conversions during this season because we might need them during those division games, second half of the season, just not with Caleb as the main component of those 2-point conversions. But they get a good 8 a day. They get a good 8 a day.
But you don't want to disrespect. You don't want to disrespect the other team either. You know, I mean, this is not college. They do that kind of stuff in college. But you can't be up 26, 27 points with 3 minutes and change left and just do that. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, you know, you don't want to disrespect the other team. I just don't. I didn't like it. I didn't. I thought it was classless to do it, and it was reckless to have your starting quarterback out there doing that too. Very reckless.
Yeah, the 2-point conversion I did not like. Like I said in the bar, we were at Max Speed Shot. Why are we going for 2? If we can't hold a lead, 26-point lead with 4 minutes left, we deserve to lose. Like I'm sorry, we didn't. I understand why if you had 26-2, now you got 4 touchdown lead. I get it. The math is there for us to do it. I didn't think we need to do it. So Chicago Clarence, let's get to the favorite part of our show, the offense. The offense finally looks like an offense we were expecting. Let's do the negative side of the offense first. Anything negative you see today that you want to touch on?
Well, other than the 2 things that I've already mentioned,
yeah.
I can't really say anything that I saw that was negative. I liked, well, for fantasy purposes, I'll bring this up.
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
you got DeAndre Swift who gets you down there into the red zone, and you take him off the field and put Roschon Johnson in. Come on, man, he earned the right to try to run that in. You made up for it the second time it happened, but the first time, man, you got to feed your horse, bro. You don't pull him. You don't let him get down there and pull him off the field and put Roschon Johnson in. I didn't like that.
Where's Casey? Where's Jana? Where's your daughter? What I say? You're greedy. You're greedy. You are greedy.
It is fantasy, man. I mean, come on.
You are greedy. Todd, anything negative you want to say about the offense today?
Negative, no. A couple of dumb penalties, but they cut the penalties to about half of the previous game. So, I mean, you know, we're not expecting a perfect game, but I think there were 5 penalties, and last week I think there were 10. So, you know, that's a solid improvement. You know, it seems like Cole Kmet makes a bonehead play every once in a while.
Every game
he does. You know, he does something good and he does something stupid every game. So, you know, I guess that's a wash. But no, nothing really negative.
And how does he fall? That long seam route that he runs, how the hell did he fall? There's no one within 10 yards of this dude, and he falls down. How? What are we doing?
I don't know. Welcome to Cole Kmet. G. Walker, anything negative you want to say about the offense today?
No, man, not too much negative, man. It's just, you know, like I said, you know, a lot of people that like the 2-point conversion. I understand both sides. 2 things can be true. You got to practice it at some time. It's stupid. Just take the points and get off the field. We took the ball at a Swift hand at the goal line. That didn't make no sense to me neither. But I don't know if I want to consider that as like a mistake. I just think he's trying to just switch it up, man. I like what Shane is doing. Like, okay, if you're gonna pull this BS right now to be ready for the season later on, get these division games, try to do it now, man. Go ahead and get that stuff out your system now. So when we play a team that's like I said, we up against the ropes against, they think they got us. You can put Roschon back there after DeAndre Swift pretty much ran up all down the field. You can try a 2-point conversion now because you tried it against Carolina. You know what I mean? But not too many negatives, man. But I see what Shane doing. If it's a big picture perspective that he's trying to do for this offense, as far as like switching personnels and different plays, 2-point conversion, I can see it. But at the same time, I see what y'all saying about just get the points and get off the field, man. I get it.
All right. So Chicago Clarence, let's do a positive reinforcement for the offense. So what did you see that you liked? And by the way, Caleb Williams, the stat is up there by CBS. Most games with 300 plus pass yards by a rookie
Bears history.
in Bears history. And it took him 2 tries. Every other Bears rookie quarterback only has 2 games. And also this one. With that last pass, Caleb Williams has top 300 passing yards for the second time in his NFL career after 5 games. That's already more than starters Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, and Justin Fields combined. Chicago Clarence, offense, what did you like today?
I mean, when you start looking at the Chicago Bears offense, history tells us that it's always been anemic. I mean, we can't get out of our own way a lot of times, and we've got a long slew of former offensive coordinators that got fired, and because they couldn't get the job done. What I'm seeing and what I'm liking about him right now, a few things. That kid didn't turn the ball over for the second straight game.
Right. That's
and
huge.
and that's big. When you don't turn the ball over, when you don't turn the ball over in sports, you help your chances of winning.
Sure.
I don't care if it's football. I don't care if it's basketball. I don't care if it's hockey, which I don't really understand that much of, but I know turnovers hurt you. So
Yes.
with that being said, the only thing that I'm more impressed with is his command of the offense. You guys heard me say it a million times. When your quarterback can diagnose the other team's defense, look at what sets they are in, and not be fooled into making foolish mistakes, that's big. And this guy is up checking all the time. He's constantly doing his pre-snap reads, and he's guessing right a lot of the time. I mean, I'm not comparing him, but it reminds me of how Peyton Manning ran the offense when his time in Indianapolis and Denver. Always looking and diagnosing what another team is trying to do to you and enforcing his will. We're seeing that out of Caleb Williams. I think his deep ball was a lot better today.
Uh-oh.
I mean, that pass with DJ Moore was right on point. My daughter didn't like it because she's going against DJ Moore in fantasy, but he put that ball on a rope and it was right there. So kudos to the kid. But like I keep saying, let's stack some more games. Let's see what happens next week in London. Let's see, what kind of adjustments we make coming out of the bye when we go up against Washington, and then we start getting into our divisional games.
So Chicago Clarence, heard your thoughts because this comment is directly for you. Wow, sounds like Caleb has earned Chicago Clarence's respect. That is from Pam. Anything you want to say about that?
Well, he's trending in the right direction.
Yeah,
He's definitely trending in the right direction. And we look at this all the time, and I'm not going back on my feelings about Justin Fields. Let's get that out here. I love Justin Fields. I think we should have kept him. I think we failed him. But Justin Fields don't play for us no more. So I got to go off of what I see now and the guy that we have. And
right, keep it transparent.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what I see. I'm gonna tell you when he makes mistakes. I'm gonna laud him when he's doing what he's doing right now, and he's performing at a high level. Our offense has never looked the way it looks right now, and I'm talking about having a quarterback, because Justin Fields couldn't do this, but having a quarterback who can make line checks, who can change line protections, all that stuff is big. That tells me that you're in the film room. That tells me that you know what you're looking at. That tells me you're spending time in your playbook. So I'm gonna keep it real and speak on and I'm gonna stand on it. I stand on my feelings about Justin Fields. That's never going to change. But he don't play for us no more. I got to keep it real with Caleb.
So Todd, we somehow are the hottest team at home. We have won 8 straight. What do you got to say about our offense in a positive?
Today I was really happy for DJ. I wouldn't call it a revenge game because, I don't know that he wasn't bitter or anything here, but man, he played for some bad teams here. And I know deep down he had to be happy that he played as well as he did against his former team, a team that put him up in a trade for a quarterback that doesn't look like he's working out. So I was happy for DJ.
I'm glad you brought that trade. There's the trade.
We love to show that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will do business with the Carolina Panthers anytime if we get this call.
And the
It's
funny
caught.
thing about this trade is we didn't even ask for DJ Moore. We asked for Brown, and the Panthers said no.
Yeah.
Burns,
And
Brian
said
Burns.
Brian
no.
Derek Brown. We
Derek
wanted.
Yeah,
Brown,
we asked for
yeah.
Derek Brown. We didn't ask for
Yeah.
Brian Burns because we knew Brian Burns was going to ask for a whole boatload of money that we did not want to give. But we asked for Derek Brown because we needed a three technique. And the Panthers said no, said we'll give you DJ Moore. And it was basically from what we were hearing is Ryan Post said, I either want Brown or I want DJ Moore. And they said, well, we're not going to give you Brown, but we'll give you DJ Moore. And that's how DJ Moore got included in the trade.
Yeah. So happy for him today. You know, we it feels like we tried to get Rome more involved, so that's pretty good. It seems like we're forcing Keenan a little bit, but again, just nitpicky little stuff. Happy for DJ today.
So G Walker, let me ask you. It's been rumors that DJ Moore is unhappy. He's angry. He's mad. His body language is horrible. Was all that put to bed today?
You know what? It was put to bed today.
Yeah.
You know, guys are human beings, man. Guys go through emotions. Yes. Guys are, up and down like anybody else. But what I did like about the positivity from offense was terrible. Him running his routes was terrible. But he come in today, and Caleb Williams and him connected, their chemistry is getting better. So that's a positive that your number one wide receiver and your rookie quarterback, after one bad week of playing terrible, they come back next week with 2 touchdowns against your old team. So that means these guys are locked in. Caleb Williams has earned DJ Moore's trust and vice versa. So that was the biggest positive I wanted to see today, was that how would DJ Moore respond after all the criticism he got for having a lack of effort last Sunday to this week? Because you're the number one wide receiver on the team. You're the highest.
Mm-hmm.
His confidence when you need to bail him out in a play. So the fact that he came in locked in against his old team and he got 2 touchdowns today, that was the most positive thing I took from today's game, was the ability to bounce back from a bad game and dominate the next game, whether it's Carolina, whether it's the Vikings. I don't give a damn who it is. You have one bad game, come back with that next game ready to go, ready to explode, and ready to be that number one wide receiver we need you to be. And he did it today against his old team. So that was my takeaway for the positive for the Bears offense today. Was them two. I love to see that. Needed.
And the thing about DJ Moore, I believe he's had a different quarterback every single year of his career. And he's put up the numbers he's put up with a different quarterback every single year. And I never thought he was a problem. He was never a problem in Carolina. You never read any bad press about him. I just think he's intense. He wants to win. I think that's all it's to. It's the Chicago Clarence. We were watching the game today. Tevin Jenkins goes down. Bill Murray comes in. Nate Davis does not come in. So Nate Davis has slid pretty far down the totem pole the way it's looking. For us to go to Bill Murray, not the actor. So what do you think about that?
I always think that.
Yeah. I think we all know Nate Davis he's got to pack his truck at the end of the year, as Chicago Clarence would say. And he's leaving town.
Well, like I told, you guys heard me speak on this before. It's one thing that bugs me about athletes that are being paid. The money that you guys make, and you come out there and you give the effort that some of these guys give. It pisses me off. We paid him. We paid him. Yeah, we had an agreement. We have held up our end. He has not held up his end, and it started way back his first year in training camp, and now it looks even worse for him because all his guaranteed money has ran out and his play has steadily declined the whole time. So I ain't feeling that, but I wasn't a proponent to cut him neither and give him what he wants so he can go someplace else and seek another contract. Sit his ass on the bench and let him know how it feels to. And we had to call on him last week. He came in and he played bad again and we had to shift him right back to the bench. So he's pretty much going to be locked in a spot on the bench right next to Velus Jones. And at the end of the year, both of their asses are going to be out of here.
Yep.
So, G. Walker, let me ask you this. I put this up here earlier. I put it up here because I want to ask the question. Is this the greatest trade we ever made? Is this one of the greatest trades in NFL history? When you look at the
That's one
haul
of
we
the
got,
stupidest trades in NFL history. One of the
Yes.
dumbest trades in NFL history.
but it's the
The
greatest
fact
trade
that
for
you
us.
do this is crazy. This has been. I still can't until getting Caleb Williams. We don't even supposed to have Caleb Williams, bro. If it wasn't for Lovie Smith winning that game against the Texans and things with the Carolina Panthers, this is all luck to me. None of this is great GMing by Ryan Pace back in the day or whoever was here. At the same time, there's a lot of luck involved in this, man. Like, this is lucky as hell to me. I don't care what nobody says. We got Caleb Williams. We got Tyreek Stevenson. We got DJ Moore and their second pick and our second pick. Like, look, man, this is luck, man. Chicago Bears has never been this good to do this type of stuff on their own. So the fact that we had a team, 2 teams help us do this, I'm here for all the blessings that we can get from this trade. But to answer your questions, this is one of the best trades of all time and one of the stupidest trades of all time. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like you always say, both can be true. Todd, is this the
Both
greatest
can be
trade?
true.
Is this the greatest trade and the stupidest trade?
It's great. I mean, you have to go back a long
Unbelievable.
way. I mean, that
It's
Herschel Walker,
The Herschel Walker trade is the one
that
that comes to
Herschel
my
Walker
mind.
trade is pretty staggering. But this is a close
I can't
second.
believe it.
And in the last 20 years, this is probably the best trade for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Chicago Clarence, is both true? The greatest trade ever and the stupidest trade ever?
No, it's not true. Number one, this has to have championships come out of it the way the Dallas trade did.
Right.
We got to get Super Bowls out of it for it to go down as one of the greatest trade. But I will believe that a lot more than I believe it was the stupidest trade. The Mitchell Trubisky trade was the stupidest trade. I mean, plain and simple.
Yeah.
When you trade four picks to move up one spot for a guy that was going to be there, it's the stupidest trade I have ever seen in my life. I don't care what sport it is, but for the NFL, it was dumb as hell. And I called it the night it happened. I mean, and that was the night that we first met, Andy. So I'm not lying. I was pissed when this trade went. I almost got kicked out of the restaurant because I was so pissed. I almost flipped the table over, because it was dumb. It made no sense. The trade itself made no sense because who was there on the board that we wanted so bad that wasn't going to be there when it was our time to pick? So why in God's name would we give up 4 picks to move up one spot? No. Even if we had taken Patrick Mahomes with that pick, it was still dumb as hell because he was going to be there when we picked. The San Francisco 49ers was not taking a quarterback, and we knew that, and we still did the trade. So for my money, that is the dumbest trade in NFL history. Dumb as hell. And I promise you, if I see Ryan Pace, I'm whooping his ass over it. I'm still mad about it.
Oh, I hit a nerve. If you want to hit a nerve on Clarence, bring up Mitchell Trubisky trade. That will do it every time. So, G. Walker, why don't you tell us how to find you and what are your final thoughts about the Chicago Bears before we sign off here?
First thing, guys can find me on Facebook. Me and my partner CJ Scott, the other half of the CNG podcast. My partner, man, is getting healthy. You can find us on Facebook, of course, CNG Podcast. Find us on X or Twitter, CNG Podcast, or YouTube, on CNG Podcast. My final thoughts is this: Caleb Williams is improving incrementally every week. No matter what you throw at this kid, he seems to be ready for the challenge. Whether it's the blitz, whether it's getting better with his D ball, whether it's him adjusting at the line of scrimmage with the pre-snap, whether it's getting on board, getting his number 1 wide receiver together so they can play better, and he needs them when he needs them. Shane Waldron, everybody's cooking, man. The defense is cooking. That's my final thoughts. Is just that a lot of people jumped off the bandwagon for Caleb Williams pretty early, just because they wanted to see instant grits. Simultaneous instant gratification.
I agree with you.
And learn to just throw the ball. This is a shotgun. This is under center. This is checking the line. This is changing things. So the fact, like Chicago Clarence said, that's the biggest thing that this young man, to me, as well, has done, is to change things at the line of scrimmage. That you can travel with that type of IQ, situational awareness, every Sunday, Thursday, Monday. You know, Caleb is whatever he doesn't like, he's going to see it. He's going to change it. Check that off the box. That's a franchise quarterback. So that's my final thoughts, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, Caleb. Let's get this win against the Jaguars early in the morning Sunday, and give me another passer rating over 100. That's it, man. Go Bears.
I agree with you 100%. That's what made Tom Brady and Peyton Manning above everybody else. They could look at the defense and see what they were going to run and knew what play to check to. I mean, they just knew it. So, Todd, with that being said, what are your final thoughts about the Chicago Bears?
I think that we had so much expectation coming into the season with Caleb, and I think they're pretty close to where they should be. You know, it wasn't as smooth the first couple of games as we thought it was going to be, but it's definitely getting there. I'm leery of these London games. I know last time, I mean, it's been a few years, but I don't think we got there early enough, and we were tired. It was sloppy and a mess. I want them. If they were on the plane now, that would make me happy. So, but they need to get there and get adjusted because this is a home game for the Jags. They're used to it. I mean, if anybody relocates there, it's Jacksonville for sure. So and they came out with some firepower today. So they got signs of life. So, but anyway. That's looking ahead a little bit, but I think where we need to be.
I agree with you 100%. And guys, Tuesday night at 7:15, we will discuss the Jacksonville Chicago Bears game. Chicago, Clarence, what are your final thoughts on our beloved Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I'll save my comments for Jacksonville until Tuesday. Right. As far as my thoughts today is the fact that we won. And I'm grateful for that because, like I said before, beating them added another L to their column, and it just improved our draft pick. That second round draft pick is going to be very important because we can either select a good player for it or we can use it in a trade package. We're going to have a lot of draft picks coming up this year, and that's going to be a very hot commodity. And, but there are things on this team that we got to improve, and particularly our offensive line.
Yeah.
And if we can use that pick to somehow do that, sign me up for it, because I can't say it enough what an offensive line does for you. Everything begins up front. And you've seen it. Look how we're running the ball right now. And we're not even running the ball great, but we're running it better than we have been the previous games. It still needs to improve to take us to where we want to go. And that's my thoughts on it. And like I said before, beating the Panthers was big because it helped improve that draft pick. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So, guys, until next time, bear down and go Bears.
Go Bears. Bear down.